Aki's A-List is always brought to you by Circa Sports Illinois. I just told you about it. Download it today. If you're near your phone, download it now. You've got NBA Finals action starting tonight. Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Sports betting the way it should be. Derek Stevens is his app available in Illinois. Download Circa Sports Illinois today.
All right, the word that we've gotten from the past couple of days with the offense is that they're going up against a top 5 defense. Keenan Allen said it a couple days ago, and most recently today, Caleb Williams echoed that same sentiment. I ask you guys, will this defense ultimately end up as a top 5 unit in all of football?
Ooh. I hope so, but right now at this moment, without them having someone on the other side of Montez Sweat to pressure the quarterback, I can't go there. I'm sorry. That would just me being, drunk on Bears Kool-Aid to say, oh, yeah, they're going to be top 5.
This is the time to be drunk on Bears Kool-Aid.
No, this is time to
we'll
be...
sober up when the real season starts.
So I say no.
I agree with you.
What if I told you that Yannick Ngakoue is on this team?
Still no.
He's coming off a leg injury and what he did last year. I mean, it's not like you're signing some superstar. Look, here's my goal, Tyler. My goal is, I've told you this before, top 10 for offense and defense.
That's more reasonable.
If your offense finishes top 10, your defense finishes top 10, I think this team can go places. They don't have to be top 5.
And by the way, with all due respect to Caleb Williams, how would he know what a top 5 defense in the NFL looks like just yet? Hasn't seen one.
It's the right thing to say, though.
Of course. He has not said one wrong thing since he's been a Bear.
Yes.
But Keenan Allen, he would know what a top 5 defense looks like.
He would. You're right. But I think that Keenan is also saying really good things.
But I do think they do have a chance if they do get more of a pass rush, because we know the back 7 are very good.
One Bear who we've went into this camp without a lot of contract drama. However, one Bear did bring up a contract the other day, and that was Tevin Jenkins.
Oh, okay, that was my guess.
Who was your guess going to be?
That was going to be Tevin Jenkins.
Tevin Jenkins brought it up the other day and said...
Or did the media bring it up to him?
Well, the media brought it up to him. He replied to the question there, and he was talking about how he and his representation have gone to the Bears, but the Bears have not done much reciprocation there. We obviously know Tevin's got a significant injury history, but when he's been on the field, he's looked pretty good. What is the threshold? What do you have to see out of Tevin Jenkins this year? How many games? What kind of performance do you have to see for him to extend his contract?
I need to see him play. We just did an exercise. I don't know how many of you guys did it. Joniak sent out a very Tom Thayer-like exercise. The exercise that he sent to Waddle, me, and Thayer, Joniak sent it out, was who are your top 10 Bears? And I don't know how many of you guys, I don't know, Waddle, if you included him.
I did not, because I don't think you can count on him at this point.
I put Tevin Jenkins in my top 10 Bears because I believe when he's healthy, he is a top 10 Bear. And I think that is the essence of what exactly we're talking about. That Waddle says we can't count on him, but we believe that the top 10 talent is there. So if he does play 16 or 17 games, he's going to earn the contract. So I think it's only just a matter of his availability. And I don't blame the Bears. Why would the Bears want to reciprocate a guy who is only good for 10 games right now?
There's no reason to give him a contract. I think this is a very professional move by Ryan Poles. I wouldn't be rushing to pay him right now.
Unless it's like $5 million a year. You know what I mean? Here's $5 million a year. You know, if you want to get paid, you have got to prove to us that you could stay on the field for 16 or 17 games.
Yeah, and there's not really a stage in this year where, do you get to a point you can sign a contract extension with a player throughout the season, right? There's no deadline for it. I wouldn't be, if he gets off to a really good 8-game start and plays well in the first, I still wouldn't be. I got to see you get through. Availability is as important as ability. And he just hasn't been available enough at this point. When he's out there, he's a mauler. But, it's I can't be putting that type of cash to somebody who I'm not sure is he going to be out there consistently. And it may sound like it's kind of harsh, and it's just the nature of playing that position, and it's the nature of the NFL. So I wouldn't give him contract extension.
So you guys have your top 10 Bears list. Can you unveil those top 10
I can
Bears
give you mine.
that you guys had?
I'd put them in order, of course.
Okay.
This guy over
went
here
no order?
in no particular order. The exercise is together your top 10 Bears. Waddle.
So
Why do you have to be an asshat?
Because the exercise was, name me your top 10 Bears.
Do you think Tom Thayer believes that Caleb Williams is the second best Bear?
Maybe.
I don't believe so.
Maybe that's
Tom Thayer call the show. I don't believe so.
Here,
he did say in order. He said, Tom, name your top 10 Bears right now as offseason ends leading to camp.
The essence when someone says, name your top 10, starting with 1 to 10, your top 10.
Well, maybe I just interpreted it a little bit different. Maybe I'm just not as smart as you.
Here's my top 10 Bears from 1 to 10, okay?
All right.
DJ Moore, number 1. Jalen Johnson, number 2. Montez Sweat, number 3. Keenan Allen, number 4. Caleb Williams, number 5. Kyler Gordon, number 6. Jaquan Brisker, number 7. TJ Edwards, number 8. Tevin Jenkins, number 9. And Tyreek Stevenson,
Congratulations.
number 10.
Give this man a prize. By the way, I was driving when I did this as well.
Wait a minute. You just didn't know.
DJ.
You just sent
Keenan.
this now. Wait a minute. He sent this at 3:52.
I was writing them down in my car. DJ, Keenan, Sweat, Jalen, Tyreek, Gordon, Edwards, Edmonds, Wright, and Caleb.
So you put Edmonds on there, who
Yes.
I didn't, and you put Wright on there, who I didn't.
Yes.
Who is the one that you left?
I thought that
you didn't put Brisker on there.
No. I thought Wright was a better overall offensive lineman than Tevin Jenkins.
No Cole Kmet on either of your lists. That's the
Cole's
one name.
good,
He's
but
he is on their list, so
Oh,
I
is he?
believe Cole Kmet. Joniak has. Here's Joniak's list, and I believe it is in order. DJ Moore, number 1. Jalen Johnson, 2. Montez Sweat, 3. How about he is TJ Edwards, number 4. Keenan Allen, 5. Cole Kmet, 6. Jaquan Brisker, 7. Darnell Wright, 8. Kevin Byard, 9. And Tremaine Edmonds, 10.
So now read Tom Thayer's list and tell me that he did this best to last.
What's weird about Thayer's list, there's some names that are not capitalized and some names in all caps.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there?
Tom writes differently than others.
Montez Sweat, Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, and this is where it starts going in all caps after DJ. Jalen, Tremaine, Cole, Gordon, Braxton Jones, Keenan Allen, and Jervon Dexter.
So you think that Tom Thayer actually believes that Braxton Jones is a better player than Keenan Allen? That's
no,
what you're Oh, okay. So Tom also just gave you his top 10 in no order.
Well, the former football players a lot of times don't.
Maybe the former football players got it right. The two broadcasters got it wrong.
Again, when you think of top 10, when someone asks you for a top 10?
Obviously, when Tom and I thought about it, we didn't do it in any particular order.
I'm going to send out a poll question.
Congratulations.
All right, while you do that, let's move along. The rumor going around now.
So wait a second. I'm going to rely on the guys that are giving you hate emails about your stance on the White
right.
Sox.
You shouldn't.
Those are the people I'm going to follow.
Maybe you run an inverse poll here where the real winner of the poll is actually the loser of the poll.
It's right. Sometimes the majority is wrong.
Psych.
So the rumor going around now, this from Woj, is that the Los Angeles Lakers are gearing up for an offer to make Dan Hurley their next head coach. If Dan Hurley does end up as the Lakers' next coach, would Billy Donovan be in the cards for UConn?
I don't think so. If he didn't go to Kentucky, where he has ties, why would they want him at UConn?
Yeah, have you ever been to UConn? Like, UConn's in Stores, right?
Stores, Connecticut, yeah.
You really think Billy wants to go to Stores, Connecticut?
You think he wants to coach Zach LaVine?
He may not have to.
Yeah, he may not have to, and he lives in a great city, and he makes a I almost said a bad word. A poo ton of money.
And he texts Jerry, too.
What was that?
By the way, did you see?
He's another guy who texts with Jerry.
How about the fact that Eversley got himself a on the down low 3-year contract extension?
When did that happen?
Darnell Mayberry reported that there was a secret extension for Mark Eversley.
The most secret of all.
Is this because that he was getting feelers out there for his services as team president?
Let me ask you a question. If they gave Mark Eversley a 3-year contract extension, do you think they gave AK one as well?
Yeah.
Why? Of course. That would be my conclusion.
Unless
Why
they
would
were
you
on
give
different
Eversley?
timelines.
Yeah, but if you're going to give Eversley 3 more years,
didn't AK already get one?
Don't know.
They
I
were
think
hired
everything
at the
is
same
mystery.
time, weren't they?
I thought AK already got his extension, his secret
I
extension.
just hate everything about him.
And then on top of that,
Why does it have to be hidden? Are you ashamed of it? Or
That's
like,
what I mean. If you hide an extension, then you probably should not have given that person an extension, or that you're ashamed of giving that person an extension.
Yes.
You're embarrassed that you gave that person.
Why are you hiding it?
Right.
Do you think Pedro was given an extension?
it's a lot of money to eat then.
Look, I would never
no,
say never.
No, it's not. You don't think Pedro? I would be willing to bet you that Pedro's not making $1 million a year.
Yeah, like not what we came to the conclusion, like 900,000 or something like that.
I wouldn't be shocked if it was less, like 750.
I have a hard time believing an MLB manager's making less than $1 million.
There, I checked it out. According to Nightingale, he's at USA Today, right?
Yeah.
I think last year there was an article I was looking into about manager salaries, and I think there was like 5 or 6 guys that were at $1 million or less. So he's got to be one of them.
All right, the Chicago Sky had an incident at their team hotel, and it involved Kennedy Carter, who had the flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark. And there was a man who confronted her at the hotel, and security intervened. But where does the WNBA go from here from a security standpoint? Because the truth of the matter is Kennedy Carter isn't the first person to have a dirty hit on Caitlin Clark, and she probably won't be the last person to have a dirty hit on Caitlin Clark as well. Where does the WNBA go from here on protecting their players both on and off the court?
Well, I don't think there's any excuse for not having appropriate protection off the court, for sure. And I don't know what this situation was, so I'd be speaking from a position of ignorance, as usual. But you can't be traveling and not have adequate security. You just can't. You're a professional sports organization. On the court, again, I may be in the minority here, but I don't think you're promoting your product correctly if you've got the rough and rowdy approach. I think you should be highlighting the brilliance of their athleticism and not necessarily how everything's physical here. And if I was the commissioner, I'd be telling them clean it up, much in the way that what David Stern told them to clean it up in the NBA years ago.
Greeny told some good stories about traveling with the Bulls and like what it's become since then too. You have got to, and again, they have low funds, not of the NBA, but you have got to make sure that these teams, and they just have started doing these charter flights too, they have got to be equipped with proper security.
Yeah.
You cannot let them walk from the bus to the hotel without proper security.
College teams have proper security.
Sure.
Whether it's basketball, it's football, it's whatever it is.
Isn't this the reason why Brittany Griner's team was allowed to take charter flights last year? Was because her safety was of main concern a year ago. So you have got to equip these. There's more fame, there's more attention. With more attention, like we said, and growth comes growing pains. With the growing pains and rivalries, there's going to become more hatred from fans because it's a weird world today with fans and with social media. You've got to take care of these players.
I think the concept that only Brittany Griner's team was allowed to take charter flights is silly.
It was so dumb.
If your owner has the financial wherewithal to fly his team on a private jet, then God bless you. Like, you handle it. If another owner can only give you a bus then you know what?
That's too bad on them.
Exactly. Like, that's crazy that they have some sort of uniform rule about travel prior to, and I'm assuming now it's all charter flights, which is fine.
Yes. Now, again, like, it was so dumb. The reason that they did not allow charter flights for other teams, but it was not allowed.
Competitive advantage.
They felt it would give teams a competitive advantage. And my response was, yeah, so that would raise everybody's level of play. So if one team does it, maybe that will lead to 4 teams doing it. And when 4 teams do it, it would lead to 8 teams, and eventually the entire league would do it because they understood it gave them a competitive advantage. Instead of lowering the bar to saying, oh, well, that team can't afford it, so we should just make all of our players go through coach on a commercial airline.
Back in the day, college recruiters would actually, those who had fantastic facilities, would use them as an asset in recruiting. And if you were a college program and didn't have a good workout facility and a good meal plan and all that stuff, you got left behind.
Yeah.
Like, that's competition. Such a silly concept.
So get security, and I'm glad to hear that the Sky felt that they were taken care of, that security, as they called it, de-escalated the situation.
Real quick before we hit the break here, the NBA Finals begin tonight finally after